All right, the recording is on. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone, or anyone rather, who has crept upon this lecture. This is the first lecture of the series in which I will try to cover Ayurveda and Nutrition, which is offered as a value addition course at University of Delhi, right? The first lecture will be a very introductory lecture where you will have basic ideas of some of the important things which are required basically to be able to learn this thing. And if I just tell you about the course once, do not imagine that this would make you equivalent to a BAMS doctor. No, that won't happen. But this is a kind of enriching course, you can say, and this course will give you the basic knowledge and the awareness that you need to have regarding Ayurveda and nutrition as well, not just Ayurveda, right? And maybe this will motivate some students to take up Ayurveda in the future. Who knows? And also for students like me who does not mind being either an engineer or a doctor or a historian or an archaeologist or a geologist. So, but I'm an engineer. Well, not really. The CIC's BTech course is not exactly an engineering course, but never mind. Um, this can provide us the taste of different fields, and we might just respect and approach Professor Dinesh Singh's interdisciplinary approach through these kinds of courses which we take which are outside our domain, right? The medium of instruction for this course would be English, conforming to the norms and standards of Cluster Innovation Center, University of Delhi, right? By the way, how's the background? Do tell me. This is beautiful, isn't it? This masala, which you can see here. Yes. So, introduction. What is Ayurveda? Ayurveda comes from two terms essentially, Ayu and Veda. Now, Ayu means we know the word Ayu, don't we? Alpayu, Dirghayu, right? Now, Ayu means life, the unified state of the body, the mind, and the soul. This is very unique feature which Ayurveda has, right? Modern system of medicine does not really talk about the soul. However, for Ayurveda, it's not just the physical health and the mental health, it is also about the soul. And when we say soul, it's about consciousness. And consciousness, what is consciousness? Consciousness is knowledge about the right things, knowledge about who we are. Well, that is spiritual consciousness, but even consciousness about material things, right? For example, Sri Satya Sai Baba gave us the 5 Ds: devotion, duty, discipline, determination, discrimination. So, this fifth D of discrimination, this is also a kind of consciousness, isn't it? To be able to discriminate from what is right and what is wrong, to be able to decide on what to do and what not to do, to be able to decide which thing to prioritize over the others. Something which is very essential for us students, especially, right? Because we need to study and we need to prioritize our studies over everything else. So these things are also contained in Ayurveda because it's a holistic measure of a treatment, you can say. Veda. Now, Veda literally means, have you heard this word? Shruti. Now, what is Shruti? Please pardon my handwriting. I'm very new to writing with a mouse. Now, Shruti means something which is imparted through the voice, right? Shruti and Smriti. Smriti is something which is written down and passed down the generations, while Shruti is something which is passed down orally, oral tradition. But here in this context, by saying Veda, we refer to knowledge, knowledge about how to keep our body healthy, our mind healthy, and our soul healthy as well. Consciousness, which I mentioned, and also science, right? Although overall the Vedas and the Upanishads they are philosophical texts, but still they have science elements in them as well. Here I have got two pointers for you. Disease is often caused by the lack of knowledge. And how true is that? Isn't it? We do the wrong things when either we don't know that it can cause some harm, or we think that we will easily get away with it, or we think no one will find out about it, and etc. But for disease, basically, lack of knowledge is the main thing usually. Basically, lack of knowledge about the consequences of our actions, of our consumptions, that causes disease. Prevention and cure of any ailment comes through knowledge. Yes, not just the cure, but also the prevention comes from knowledge. As I mentioned, the fifth D, discrimination. Being able to discriminate between what's good for us and what's bad for us. And note the term for us. Okay, so that is important. Moving on, Ayurveda, the science of longevity, the science to lead a quality life. So we have three philosophies here, you can say. We have promotion of health, we have the prevention of disease, we have the holistic management of disease. Now, what is non holistic management of disease? You have a certain disease and you are given a medicine that you have this, and yeah, either the microbe or so the deficiency in your body which is causing the disease that will be cured, and that's all, right? When you add the term holistic, we basically try to uh, modify the entire lifestyle of the person for the well-being of the body, the mind, and the soul. And that's how we manage disease when it comes to holistic management of disease. Apart from Ayurveda and I don't know much about Unani and Siddha, but homeopathy is also a holistic way of treatment. And I think modern medicine is also inculcating it accordingly, right? Yeah, I also got the definition for holistic health. Holistic health is an approach to wellness that simultaneously addresses the physical, mental, emotional, and social and spiritual components of health. As a field of practice, holistic medicine draws from many disciplines, religions, and cultures to heal people, communities, and even the environment. Well, this is interesting, isn't it? Also, healing the environment, the place where we live, basically, right? By the way, you just see this picture. This is of a clinic, right? And behind you can see all the medicine and bottles which have been kept here. And we see two beautiful women as well standing here posing for the photo. This is a shloka. Let me try to pronounce it. Swasthasya swastharakshanam aturasya vikara prashamanam cha. I repeat, स्वस्थस्य स्वास्थ्यरक्षणम् आतुरस्य विकार prashamanam cha, to protect the healthy and to cure the sick. So this is what? This is prevention, right? Uh, with time, my handwriting will get better at this, but this is the prevention aspect, basically. Another shloka we have Samadoshaha Samagnischa Samadhatu Malkriyaha Prasannatmendriya Manasvastha Ityabhidhiyate. I'll say it again. By the way, I missed this thing here, I guess. Samadoshaha Samagnischa Samadhatu Malakriyaha Prasannatmendriya Mana Swastha Ityabhidhiyate. Balance in doshas. So sam means or sama means balance, right? Sama doshaha, balance in doshas. Then samagnischa, sama in the agnis, right? Balance in the agnis. Samadhatu, dhatu, or you can say elements, even metals are called dhatus, right? Samadhatu, balance in the dhatus. Malkriyaha, mal and mutra, what are they? Mal means latrine and mutra means urine. So if you have read properly the chapter on digestion in the junior classes, what are the steps? First, we ingest the food, then the food is digested, then there is assimilation of the digested food, and then there is excretion, right? So, malakriyaha, that is proper elimination of waste. Even that is very essential for good health, right? Prasannat mendriya. Prasanna means to be satisfied, to be happy. That is called prasanna, right? And indriya means the senses. Although there are like five gyanendriyas, right? Eye, nose, tongue, skin, ears. Five sensory organs. We have the five motors, which are called five karmendriya, which are our hands, our feet, our vocal instrument, you can say, our urinary system, and our excretion system. And we also have pancha pran and pancha kosh. Well, I think, see, five karmendriya, five gyanendriya, and our man, or the mind, that is called the 11th indriya. Yes, that is called the 11th indriya. But here they have translated as just to, involve the senses. So blissful senses, do good, see good, hear good, and if you see something bad, work for it, transform into good, maybe. Yeah, that is essential. For what? Not just for mental health, but also for physical health. When you see something stressful, you get mentally disturbed, right? And when you get mentally disturbed and stressed out, it does affect your body, doesn't it? So, mental health and physical health go hand in hand. Just if you take a look at the increasing heart attacks in the country among young people. For example, this guy got a heart attack and died while running on a treadmill. It is not the exercise which did the thing, it's the stress which did the thing. So, proper management is essential. And this part, mana swastha, mind bliss at the deepest level of the soul, sorry, is health, right? Next, so we have something called Prakritis and Doshas, right? Now, I think I have it in the next slide. Prakriti is one's innate nature. What is innate? Innate means something which is natural to you, right? It is natural to you. and one's Prakriti will remain constant throughout his or her lifetime. Okay. On the other hand, doshas vary from time to time based on external factors. Okay. In this lecture, I will give you a very basic idea of this. In the upcoming lectures, we will go in depth of prakritis and doshas, and also we will learn some techniques on how to identify things, right? So once prakriti depends on the diet and the epigenetics of the mother while he or she is in her womb. What is epigenetics? Epigenetics is a biological term. By the way, our program coordinator, Dr. Jogeshwar Sachidanand Purohit, he is also a researcher on epigenetics and chromatin biology along with it. Epigenetics is the study of how your surroundings, your stimuli around you, and then oops, the conditions around you, then, like if you're a human being, how people treat you, how you treat other people, the type of food you are getting, the type of air you are getting, whether it's polluted or not, and also the type of upbringing, like um, it includes a lot of things. How much time you spend at home, how much time you spend outside, type of content you consume, everything basically. How that affects you at the genetic level as well to some extent. That is called epigenetics. I will, if you just give me some time, I will try to find out the exact definition of epigenetics as well on my mobile. And by the way, while I find this definition, epigenetics is a thing which also plays a very important role in astrology, in case some of you are interested in this field as well. Because people ask, there are twins, for example, right? Twins. Will they have the same set of Pradatha karma? Yes. But will they have the same destiny or the same life? Carbon copy? Not really. Well, there are other reasons for that as well, which are astrological topics. We'll not go into them. But epigenetics is also a thing which affects, right? Because both of them will not spend their life in the same environment. They will not spend their life with the same people, same types of people. So outcomes will vary. Okay, got it. In biology, epigenetics is the study of heritable traits or a stable change of cell function that happen without changes to the DNA sequence. All right. Epigenetics is not genetics actually. So changes which happen without change in the genetics, but because of the external factors, upbringing, and all of the. Okay, a diseased body as a result of imbalance of the prakritis is called a dosha. Imbalance is the thing here. We'll talk about this in detail in the upcoming lectures. For now, just to give you a basic understanding of the things, vata prakriti. Okay, what are the five elements? Do you know it? Space, air, water, fire, and soil, right? Or earth. It looks like elements and not five elements. Never mind. So, five elements are these. And this is a philosophical topic, essentially. Not completely scientific because you can't say everything is made up of these five elements. But you can surely say that when we die, our body parts do get dissipated into the five elements, isn't it? So Vat, Pit. Did I just strike through it? Well, Kapha. Vat is composed of the elements air and space. Basically, it's not about absolute thing. It's relative. Vat Prakriti has more traits which are related to the elements of air and space. Okay. This Prakriti wale people, are creative, energetic, and lively. This Prakriti generally represents a thin and light frame. Okay. Now, people with this dosha, as I said, dosha and Prakriti are not the same. Now, what exactly is dosha? Upcoming lectures, but just see this as of now. People with this dosha may struggle with digestive issues, fatigue, anxiety, problems with the joints. Bater Vatha. If you know Bengali, you know this. This is a thing, isn't it? Joint problem. For example, rheumatoid arthritis comes under this. Pitta is composed of the traits of fire and water. And when I say fire, you can, if you don't know, you can look up this term. There is the term called Vaishvanar, right? Vaishvanor. What is Vaishvanar? It is, a philosophical representation of the fire which is inside our stomach, which is supposed to digest the food. And where does it come from? It comes from the fact that when our stomach is churning the food, heat is generated. Okay, I'll try to write this. Terrible handwriting, but never mind. So this comes from here. Vaishvanar, the fire. And water. These people are intelligent, hardworking, and decisive. Now, can lazy people be hardworking? Yes. Okay. Hardworking also means that when you are into a work, you will work really hard. But you can do kamchori in the other times as well, or you can be lazy overall as well. That does not mean you cannot be hardworking. Keep this in mind. They have medium physical build. This Prakriti also represents short temper. And because of these traits, see, like hardworking physical labor generates heat in the body, right? Then short temper. What is anger? Fire. That because of that they uh, involved the philosophical traits of fire with the pitta prakriti. People with this dosha may suffer from conditions like indigestion, heart disease, and high blood pressure. Now, when we say digestive issues here, this can also include issues related to maybe food is getting digested, but food is not getting assimilated in your body properly. And as I mentioned, thin and light frame. So there are people who eat, like, no matter how much they eat, they do not get fat or something. Okay. So here when I say digestive issues, it is more about the assimilation of the nutrients inside our body after the digestion is over in the small intestine. Here, when we say indigestion, it is about problems regarding food not getting digested, loose motions maybe, or there's this word in Bengali, amasha. What is it called in Hindi or English? Can someone tell me? Whatever. Heart disease, high blood pressure. Again, things philosophically related with fire. Kapha Prakriti is consisting of the philosophical elements of earth and water. They are naturally calm people, loyal and grounded. They have a sturdier frame. Basically, they can put on weight easily, right? They can put on weight easily. And these people, be careful about what you eat. People with this dosha may have issues related to weight gain, asthma, depression, diabetes. Okay? So you gain weight easily, and this can be connected with diabetes as well, right? How we can connect, although high blood pressure is also related with diabetes, right? Depression, yes, because see, like they are naturally calm, right, and cool and very happy, you can say. Same goes for, by the way, them as well, energetic and lively. But what happens here? Naturally calm. You get a dosha of this Prakriti. You cannot stay calm anymore. Depression. Also, I'll say one more thing. There is something called stress eating, isn't it? Well, if you get into depression, you do stress eating anyway. You're going to gain more weight if you get into this thing, especially because this is your trait, right? And any problems related to asthma, not asthma, the word is the breathing, respiratory issues, they are also seen by the kapha prakriti or kapha dosha. Kaph also reminds me of the term cough. Cough. See, cough or cough is khasi, kashi. But okay, kapha, like mucus is called cough sometimes, and in other times it's called shordi in Bengali. So these are certain things which are there. How about some tips to identify one's prakriti? As I said, more in the upcoming lectures. But if you have kapha prakriti or dosha, now how do you understand whether it's prakriti or dosha? Well, you will understand whether you are healthy or not, isn't it? You can understand whether you are ill or not, usually. So this kapha is characterized by cold hands and feet, health issues related to ENT. Okay? So just touch your hand or your someone who is sitting beside you, touch his or her hand. If you see it's cold, and by saying cold, it means actually cold, right? Well, that person has kapha prakriti, some elements of it definitely. Vata prakriti is characterized by joint problems. Okay, now this is something which you cannot really identify in a youngster. Picture अभी बाकी है in the future. Okay, pitta is characterized by short temper and issues related to digestion. Now, can a person have only one Prakriti? No. Let me just give you an example. Someone has cold hands and feet, and issues related to ENT they persist many of the times. And along with it, that person also has a short temper. So, what does it characterize? It characterizes that he has or she has a major trait of kapha, major kapha prakriti, and minor pitta prakriti. This is how we have to characterize. And the aim is to balance the prakritis, and that's how we can stay healthy. Holistic management. Examples of some food items recommended for each prakriti. I'll just give the examples here. For vata, we have fruits like apples, avocado, berries, coconuts, whole grains, red lentils. I said red, no, red lentils, milk products. I mentioned here milk, ghee, yogurt, cheese, eggs, fish, then nuts, and specifically peanuts. You know, even peanuts are very good for them. Seeds like chia seeds and flax seeds, seasonings and spices. Kerala. People came here. Foreigners came here to trade in spices, didn't they? Sesame oil. Pitta, for them we have raisins, we have watermelon, we have broccoli and cauliflower. By the way, they are of the same family. Maybe I'll talk about it some other lecture. Dry cereals like corn flakes. Pasta, proper pasta, ठीक है? Not the junk ones. The ones which are made properly. For example, if it's made from suji, maybe, or it is made from atta and not maida. Now, what's the difference and why does it matter? Upcoming lectures. Black beans, unsalted butter, chicken breast, eggs, almonds, coconut. Okay. Applesauce, prunes for kapha, celery. Okay, what are these? Celery, carrots, granola, lima beans, buttermilk, cottage cheese, seafood. All right, the recording was stopped. So I was doing kapha, right? So this is an activity as well. I was thinking about that. Find out what these foods are and write down in the comment section below. And also mention which one you would like to try the first. Okay? Well, we have carrots, we have granola, we have lima beans, we have buttermilk, we have cottage cheese, we have seafood. And like light food basically for kapha people. I'll go to the next slide, and the concept followed here by our scientists is that complexity of recommended food for each prakriti depending on the digestive ability. Now here's a tip. Pitta people have Vaishvanar as their innate quality. They can digest the most complex food. Whereas for Kapha, as you could see, they have the lightest food recommendation, right? Especially seafood. Seafoods are light. And this is the activity which you might want to perform. So verify the same by studying the recommended food examples for Pitta, and you can give a report in the comment section below if you want to participate in this thing, right? So that's it for this lecture. I will see you guys in the next lecture or in another video on my channel, whichever comes first. And take care, everyone. God bless you. Best of luck for your upcoming exams. If you are to get into a college this year, right? Best of luck for the same. And even otherwise, best of luck for your journey ahead. Thank you.